sci-fi adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol.
Space Patrol is brought to you by Hot Ralston and Bite-Size Wheat Chex, two famous cereals from Checkerboard Square.
Look here. The thought booster has been removed.
That's not all, Commander. The duplicating machine is gone, too.
Buzz, do you realize what this means? They've taken the machines to Terra. They've gone there to speed up their plan of producing androids by doing it right on the spot. We've got to stop them.
Stand by for exciting action on Double Trouble in just one moment.
How do you do, boys and girls? Or youngsters, as I sometimes like to call you. Right now, I am going to repeat the announcement I made 2 weeks ago. Wheat Chex is the one and only ready-to-eat cereal made on purpose just for grown-ups. Now, the reason for that is that grown-ups are possessed of an extreme fondness, a particular partiality for Wheat Chex. That means they like them to eat. So, children, when you get to be grown up, just think of all the exciting things you can do. When you're a grown-up, you can drive a car all by yourself. You can hunt lions in Africa. You can go skin diving for sunken treasure. And you can eat Wheat Chex, the grown-up cereal. Oh, you can get yourself a great big bowl and put in just lots and lots of those good nutty-tasting Wheat Chex. And you can pour on lots of good rich cream and sprinkle on plenty of sweet sugar. And you can eat it all up. Oh, children, I say to you, yum, yum. But, children, until you are grown up, remember this. If anyone should see you eating Wheat Chex, they might think that you're grown up already. And how about that? So, children, let us remember that Wheat Chex is the one and only ready-to-eat cereal made on purpose for grown-ups. Thank you so much.
This man looks like Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. He walks like him. He talks like him. But he is not Buzz Corey. He is not, in fact, a human being. He is an android, a manufactured, walking, talking duplicate of Buzz Corey. A robot. And this wide-eyed young man looks like Cadet Happy because he is Cadet Happy. And he is wide-eyed because he is just realizing how close the aliens Eula and Ramo came to success with their treacherous plot. A plot to control the United Planets by making android duplicates of its government leaders, including this man, the Secretary General himself, and this man, Buzz Corey.
Smoking rockets, Commander, it's unbelievable. And kind of spooky, too. Seeing you standing there in that android file cabinet and, well, you're standing right here at the same time.
It'll be more than spooky if we don't capture Eula before she pulls another trick out of her hat.
Well, this guy won't give us any trouble for a while, Commander. We must have really clobbered him good.
Is there anything I can do to help, Buzz? In capturing the young woman, I mean.
Well, thank you for offering, sir. There is something you can do. Keep an eye on Ramo while Happy and I look for Eula. Oh, and it's very important that we keep control of this thought booster. If Ramo and Eula can't get to it, they probably won't be able to activate their android guard.
I'll keep an eye on it, Buzz. Don't worry.
If anything goes wrong, sir, just call out. We won't be far off.
Right.
Come on, Happy.
Yes.
Stay right where you are, Ramo, or you'll force me to use your own gun on you.
Eula, am I glad to see you?
You should be. Ramo, I want an android as a Secretary General. And quickly, before the others return.
All right. Come on. In the cabinet. Everything's ready.
Now get on with it. Let me see the protoplasm transform from a shapeless mass into an android Secretary General.
We've got to give some thought immediately to Corey and the cadet. They'll return in a moment.
And when they do, they'll see their friend, the Secretary General, standing over you with a gun as they left you.
Oh, of course. But it'll be the android holding the gun.
Android, come here. Android, come here.
Beulah, we'll have to hurry.
Now, he has his instructions. Give him the gun.
Oh, that's a good plan, Beulah.
But it's not all of it.
What do you mean?
I'll be happy only when Corey is once again behind the electric barrier.
Yeah.
But to put him there, I'll need assistance.
Assistance?
From android chamber number 1.
Of course. Android chamber number 1. I'll activate the android. Android number 1, come forth. Come forth.
What is it, sir? Gail, Eula, I saw her. West. Down there. She was peering around the corner.
And we've got her. The cord is a dead end. Hot rockets. Be careful, Hank.
There she is, Commander. And she hasn't got a gun.
You might as well come and get me, Commander Corey. You have me trapped.
Easy happen might be a trick.
That was easy. Nothing to it.
Don't you realize you've been led into a trap, Commander Corey? Look where you are. Behind the electric barrier.
Ramo, how did he get here? How did he know? Oh. Look, rockets. What hit me?
Explain it to him, Commander. Tell him about the electric barrier. And while you're at it, tell him I've increased the voltage. You broke through it once before. Try it again, it'll mean you're dead.
I don't get it, Commander. We're trapped. Eula's in here with us, and yet her voice is coming from someplace else.
This little game Eula likes to play, Hap. It's called Double Trouble. This is an android duplicate of Eula. Used to decoy us into a trap.
An android?
So was the Secretary General who directed us in here.
Here we go again.
Corey, listen to me. I'm putting the Secretary General behind the electric barrier to keep you company, while his android and yours go to Terra. There, the Secretary General, at my will, is going to call a meeting of certain important members of the Security Council. And one by one, duplicate androids will be made of each of them, until all the leaders of your United Planets government will be robots, obeying my command. And by the way, Commander, if you object to any of my plans, you may tell all your troubles to my duplicate android. I'm leaving her with you. What are you doing, Ramo?
I'm going to call out Corey's android and give him his instructions.
Well, you can call him out, but we'll leave the instructions until we get into space.
Until we get into space?
Yes, Ramo, we're leaving. You and I and the androids of Corey and the Secretary General. We'll take the thought booster and the duplicator with us. We're moving from this wretched system. We're going to our new home on Terra. And as for the others, they'll never escape the barrier. We'll never hear from them again.
Rapidly, Eula's diabolical plan moves ahead without interruption. Assured of admittance to the capital city of Terra by the presence of the android duplicates of the Secretary General and Buzz Corey. Now the aliens push their ship deep into hyperspace, closer and closer to absolute control of the United Planets.
Children, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our latest roasted inventor, a fine American, Herb Templeton of 1090 Pine Street, St. Louis, Missouri. Here's what Herb writes to all you boys and girls. Dear Professor Checkerboard, I like to eat my hot roastin' with strawberry jam. And I use the jam instead of sugar. And after I put the jam on top, I like to mix it up real good. Then I pour on the cream and eat my hot roastin'. I hope you'll show my picture on Space Patrol. Signed, Herb Templeton. Well, Herbie, we certainly are pleased with your roasted invention. And right now, Professor Checkerboard is going to demonstrate, to show to all our boys and girls just how you eat your hot roastin'. Oh, doesn't that hot roastin' look good, children? Notice how Herb spoons out the strawberry jam, then he mixes it up real good, and pours on the cream. Oh, children, it makes my mouth water. Now, maybe you, too, have a special way of eating hot roastin'. I need lots and lots of roastin' inventors. So send me your inventions and a picture to Professor Checkerboard, Box 2665, Los Angeles 54, California. That's Box 2665, Los Angeles 54, California. Remember, wonderful things happen to you when you eat hot roastin'.
And now back to Space Patrol!
This is all my fault, Buzz. I let her slip up behind me.
Don't blame yourself, sir. It's nobody's fault.
It's nobody's fault but hers. We ought to make her walk through this electric barrier here and turn off that switch. It'd serve her right.
And the barrier wouldn't hurt an android, Happy. No, they feel no pain, no emotions. They're not really living human beings.
I know that, sir, but, well, she's the one that decoyed us into here. Too bad we can't use her to get us out.
Well, we could. If we had that thought booster.
But the thought is even farther from the reach of Buzz Corey and his friends than any of them knows. For at this moment, it rests in the Secretary General's office many light years away on Terra.
Android, place a call to the Secretary of Interplanetary Relations. Tell him to come to this office at once.
This is the Secretary of Interplanetary. I want the Secretary of Interplanetary Relations. The Secretary General calling.
It's almost too easy, Eula. One at a time, right on down the line. And in a few moments, the duplicator will be ready for action.
Smoking rockets, Commander. There's no telling what's happening on Terra. By now, that android is the Secretary General, but, well, he's probably got every one of the members of the Security Council convinced that... Commander? Commander, what's the matter?
Oh, Happy.
Got a headache or something, sir?
No, I'm just trying something.
What do you mean?
Well, we know that the androids are controlled by thought projection, mental telepathy. If we could just get through to this one somehow, we might stand a chance of getting out of here.
Sure, Commander. I'll bet you could do it, too. I've seen you use telepathy before with aliens who communicate just like that. But, hey, it's worth a try anyway, Commander. If we don't get out of here pretty soon, every member of the United Planets government's going to be an android.
Yes, Happy. Anything's worth a try.
As Buzz concentrates, he empties his mind of all thoughts but the one at hand.
Android, walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch.
Mr. Secretary, I got here as quickly as I could. Thank you for coming. I was right in the middle of a very important... What's that contraption? That, Mr. Secretary, is the reason for the urgency of my call. Here, let me show you how it works. Go on. Go inside. Mr. Secretary! Mr. Secretary!
Quickly, Ramo.
Mr. Secretary!
Needs only a few adjustments.
Oh, you should have done that before.
Secretary! Please put me through to the Secretary of Communications at once.
I'm afraid it's no use.
What are we going to do, Commander?
We're not giving up. Somewhere there's a solution. Just got to keep our heads in the same pool, our thoughts.
Yeah. Well, just like the old saying, 2 heads are better than one. And we've got 3 heads. We ought to be able to come up with something.
What did you say?
Well, I didn't really mean that any one of us had 3 heads. I just meant...
3 heads are better than 1.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Might work.
What might work, sir?
Alone, I couldn't establish contact with this android, but together, all 3 of us concentrating on the same thing at the same time.
Sure, Commander. If we project our thoughts together, why, it'll work just like that thought booster.
Now, clear your minds of all thoughts. Then hold this picture in your mind. The android's walking through the barrier, throwing that switch to cut it off. That's all, nothing more.
I've got it.
I'm ready, Buzz.
Concentrate like you never have before. Android, walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier.
Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch.
Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Through the barrier. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Through the switch. Walk through the switch. Walk through the barrier. Throw 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 the switch. Walk through the barrier. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Throw the switch. Walk through the barrier. Walk through the barrier. Throw the switch. Throw the switch. Walk.
Hey, Commander, look. It worked, Commander. She did it. We're free.
Look here. The thought projector has been removed.
Not all, Commander. Duplicating machine's gone, too.
Well, do you realize what this means?
Taking the machines to Terra. They've gone there to speed up their plan of producing androids by doing it right on the spot. We've got to stop them.
If it's not too late already.
But as long as we're still alive. Come on, we're blasting off for Terra.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. I'm always interested in any new development in communications.
Then learn about this firsthand.
Who are you?
In that cabinet.
What's the meaning of
No
this?
time.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here! Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
I suggest, sir, that you stay here aboard the ship. It'll be easier for just two of us to maneuver without being seen.
Very well, Buzz. Whatever you say. From now on, up to you. You've got to find Eula and Ramo, stop them, and undo all the damage they've already done.
We'll do our best, sir.
I know you will, Buzz, but be careful. Remember, in effect, you're opposing the Secretary General and the Commander of the Space Patrol. At least, they're android representations of those officers controlled by Eula and Ramo.
That's right. They'll think that we're imposters.
Only if they see us before we catch you and Ramo.
That's a good point, too, Commander. Where do we start looking for them?
Most logical place for them to set up operations, Happy. The Secretary General's office.
I'll get the android to the Secretary General.
No, wait. Let me see what it is first. Secretary General's office.
Space Control here, ma'am.
May I help you?
Our records show that Commander Corey landed with the Secretary General's party earlier today,
Yes.
and just now he was logged in again. Hello, ma'am. You there?
You must have made a mistake. Commander Corey was not with the Secretary General's party earlier.
Can't understand that. Well, thanks for your trouble. Space Control out.
I don't believe it. He couldn't have gotten away.
Oh, but he did. You heard him.
Just from right here. What are we going to do?
We'll be ready for him. We'll arm the androids and place them on guard outside.
Oh, good. Good. Even Corey won't get past 4 armed androids.
Really, we won't use Corey.
We need all the help we can get.
One Corey at a time is enough. We could confuse ourselves with our own device.
You're right.
And be sure those two real secretaries are securely tied. We don't want any interference from them.
The rockets, Commander. I'm sure that security guard downstairs is going to give us trouble.
Apparently, Eula doesn't have control of Major Robertson yet.
Maybe she isn't even here. Maybe.
And again, maybe she is.
Commander, that's the Secretary of Interplanetary Relations.
It's android, you mean?
Now, Commander. Good boy. Have good. Hang on, Happy. Don't make a move. Well, if you gentlemen don't mind, I think the commander needs me here.
Happy I wasn't sure I'd made it in time.
Oh, just barely, Commander. Thanks. Oh, look who's here. Hey, where's Ramo?
I don't know. The two council members are safe. They're tied up in here.
Oh, hey, Commander, do you mind if I take care of untying you?
No, Hap. But why?
Well, I think it's about time that one of these androids did something for us.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, look, it worked. I got the right one, too. Hi, slave. This android isn't only going to untie those councilmen. He's going to carry me into that room where they are. All right? Let's go, slave. What are you waiting for? Pick me up. There.
Mind waiting just a moment?
No, not at all.
I didn't hear from you, Bud, so I took a chance on coming here. Yes.
All right, Slave. You're wasting enough time. Now, forward. You... Commander, this is the real Secretary General. What do I do now?
Well, if I were a cadet, I'd salute.
Oh. Yes, sir.
In just a moment, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure, which will be brought to you by Nestle's Ever Ready, the instant cocoa, and famous Nestle's chocolate bars.
Da-da-da!
Yeah, Happy, what in the universe?
Hey, that's pretty jazzy, huh? I found it in historical files, 20th century, about 1955, for the costume party.
It certainly looks strange.
Well, a little old-fashioned, maybe, but, you know, those people back in the old days, they had some pretty good ideas. Look at all these pockets. And they're real cosmic for carrying a cup. Saucer. And a spoon. And my box of Nestle's Ever Ready Cocoa.
You've got everything but the hot water, haven't you?
And that's all you need, too, is just water. And you can make the most terrific cup of cocoa in this century or any other century. All you do is take the lid off. Doo-dee-doo. And you put in 1, 2, 3 spoonfuls in your cup. Add hot water. And there. It's all ready. It's got that special Nestle's flavor. And it's got just about everything. Boy, what a treat.
Yes, Nestle's Ever Ready is really a sensational treat. At meals with snacks, anytime. Well, why don't you ask for the delicious modern cocoa, Nestle's Ever Ready?
In the bright red can.
And now, a scene from next week's exciting action, the Android Invasion.
This whole place is swarming with security guards. They're all looking for us.
So the rockets, Commander. Now Eula controls everything. And you and I.
Yes, Happy. You and I are fugitives in our own United Planets.
Be sure to see what happens when Buzz and Happy are hunted by their own security guards while they attempt to halt the Android Invasion. Next week on Space Patrol. Patrol was brought to you today by Hot Ralston and Bite-Size Wheat Chex, 2 famous cereals from Checkerboard Square.